Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Topoco Lodge. The Lodge is now open on weekends, folks. Winter's almost done. The grand reopening for the year comes on March 15th. Go to topoco.com to learn more and book your dates. From a simple getaway to a corporate retreat or a family or church reunion, they have the facilities and they have the perfect location. Topoco.com to learn more and to book Topoco Lodge. All right, lots of spots coming open on UT's football roster. A lot of people wanted the purge. There's been a bit of a purge this offseason. We'll run through some of it. Tiny, we'll start with the odd one. Tight end Eli Wolf announced that he will be transferring to Georgia, of all places. Thoughts on Eli Wolf going to Georgia, Chuck?
Well, you know, John, we've said that if it has to work both ways. You know, that if you can get transfers coming in, then they should be able to go. But I don't like it. Eli Wolf, you would have thought would have been able to work into the system here. I thought. I mean, as
so
the
you don't
tight
like
end.
him going to Georgia?
Well, I mean, you have to accept it, but I know a lot of people don't like it. But it's part of it.
Do we have the tape?
That's part of it.
Do we have the tape ready?
It has to go both ways.
Let's roll the tape.
They get an education, but with so much money, with all of these coaches making these, like saving, what is it, $11 million a year? If the student athlete completes his obligation, he should be free to go wherever he wants to. I think Saban's just trying to stall to get enough time. Maybe they can change the kid's mind.
If somebody in the NFL next year came to
you
Nick
wouldn't
Saban,
say that if it was Tennessee.
Yeah, I would.
I would say that if
You
it was
would.
Tennessee.
You would.
If somebody from
May 20th, you reluctantly said it.
But you have to accept it that if you can have Brandon Kennedy transfer from Alabama to Tennessee, if Eli Wolf wants to go to Georgia, reluctantly, let him go.
Yeah, but you admitted you don't like it, though. No. You didn't have a problem with that. You don't like it now. No. Which is the way it goes. That's I tease you because you're the fan of the bunch, and that's how, you know, of course, if somebody's coming here, that's fine. If somebody leaves to go somewhere, well, that's not right.
D'Angelo Gibbs came from Georgia to Tennessee, so it's almost a trade. Yeah. Especially if Gibbs is granted eligibility.
Yeah. But I credit you. I was hoping you wouldn't give me the, well, you have to accept it. I was hoping.
Well, I know how you have the archives available,
exactly.
and I don't.
Exactly. All right. Offensive lineman Chance Hall announced that he's going to be giving up his football career due to injuries. Shame, because he showed promise. He showed a lot of promise when he first got here.
He almost didn't play last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and remember he and Jack Jones played earlier in their freshman seasons against Georgia and really helped with Tennessee's comeback efforts, and both of those guys ended up having their careers end because of injury. That 15 class, a lot of guys, especially up front, dealt with serious injuries.
Yeah, it's interesting. People always ask, how did the offensive line get so bad? I mean, did they just not sign anybody? Said, no, well, that was Dooley. Didn't sign anybody for 1 year.
Right.
But they've had so much attrition there, not only transferred, but bad injuries. I mean, you look at Trey Smith, who, let's move on to the Trey Smith. Since I mentioned him, Jeremy Pruitt came out this week and said nothing's changed with his blood clot issues. Guys, I would have to say that would be a surprise if he comes back. And even if he does come back, you're going to be sitting there wondering, do the clots come back for a third time? Terrible situation, but in terms of offensive line and bad breaks, there's another one with Trey Smith.
Yeah, we're talking about guys that have literally given their all with what they can physically for Tennessee. This spring, I think Tennessee has to plan to be without Trey Smith. Yeah. And if he's able to come back, that would be huge for Tennessee. But right now, that's why Wanya Morris and Darnell Wright, we talked about earlier, are so important.
And there are a couple of offensive linemen that they signed that have had injuries in high school that are still, and then Tanner Antonucci, he's gone. Mm-hmm. A young offensive lineman.
Part of last year's class. Yeah,
that's a lot of attrition.
And then you look at the guys in the transfer portal: Drew Richmond, Austin Smith, Latrell Williams. Jeremy Pruitt said those guys are going to stay in the transfer portal. They will not be back. But the interesting thing there is Drew Richmond supposedly has interest from USC, Ohio State, and is it Texas is the third one? That would be, if he goes and plays at Ohio State or Texas, that's going to raise a lot of questions about Drew
Those are
Richmond.
probably two preseason top 10 teams right there.
Yeah. So if he can get in and play down there.
Then what happened to him here?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
What happened to him here? And including not only under Butch Jones, but you had him last year here. Mm-hmm. If he steps in and plays there, then you've got to ask questions of what happened with this staff last year with Will Friend and Ty Hilton and Jeremy Pruitt and this staff. So interesting. All right, a lot of spots opening up though. That's what people wanted, and it's happened. It's helping the roster. There should be plenty of slots available. All right. Later on, why Tennessee will or won't win at Kentucky. We'll give you both. We'll give you reasons for both. But next, the NCAA would see Duke higher than Tennessee. That's what they said yesterday. We'll tell you why, and we'll debate whether or not Tennessee can make up the difference. Come on back.